Analyzing Evil, Richard Speck, The Demon in Chicago. A Pizzaverse psychological documentary. Written by Bambi Palermo. Narrated by Vincent Vinny DePrio. We don't rewrite history, we excavate it. The night the city stopped breathing. Chicago, 1966. Summer heat, heavy air, windows open, fans spinning. A sense of normalcy hanging over the city until one night ripped it all in half. 8 student nurses, 1 boarding house, 1 intruder who walked in as quiet as a shadow, and left behind one of the most terrifying crime scenes in American memory. This is a story of overwhelming brutality, a story of a man whose rage, trauma, addiction, and psychopathy collided in a single night of horror. Tonight, we dig beneath the headlines. We break apart the psyche behind the violence, and we understand how one man became a monster and how a city survived him. This is Analyzing Evil, Richard Speck. Broken from the beginning. Richard Speck wasn't born into stability. He was born into chaos. Childhood ingredients of destruction. Alcoholic, violent father. When his father died, his mother remarried a man who was mean, abusive, and viciously controlling. Speck grew up poor, angry, neglected. He struggled in school, couldn't read, couldn't write. By age 12, he was drinking. By age 13, he was stealing. By age 15, he was a full-blown alcoholic. This is what psychologists call a trauma-primed developmental trajectory. Vinny calls it, kid grew up in a psychological junkyard with no brakes. He had no guidance, no emotional support, no boundaries, no sense of self-worth. This cocktail gave Speck 2 things he would carry for life. 1, rage. 2, emptiness. Together, that's a dangerous combination. The making of a criminal. Before Speck became a murderer, he was already a one-man disaster zone. Teenage and early adult crime, burglary, forgery, assault, stabbings, armed robbery, holding knives to women. He developed a reputation for being volatile, domineering, sadistic when drunk, terrifying when sober. Psychologists later noted Speck had antisocial personality disorder, severe alcohol dependency, paranoid tendencies, explosive impulse dysregulation. Translation: a drunk powder keg who didn't need a reason to blow. This wasn't a guy who snapped. This was a guy whose entire life was one long escalation. The Perfect Storm, July 13th, 1966. Now we get to the night that burned his name into infamy. A women's dormitory. 8 young nursing students from South Chicago Community Hospital. Kind, hopeful, compassionate women preparing for careers helping others. Speck, drunk, enraged, and spiraling, broke into the house armed with a knife. What happened next is one of the most chilling psychological events in criminal history. The mind of the monster in that house. What Speck did that night wasn't planned, but it was pattern-driven, impulsively violent, controlled by primal urges. Key psychological factors at play. 1. Alcohol-fueled disinhibition. His drinking erased what little impulse control he had. 2. Hatred toward women rooted in trauma, humiliation, and misogyny. 3. Power domination fantasies. Taking control over multiple victims fed his ego. 4. Opportunistic psychopathy. He acted on instinct, not long-term planning. 5. Amok. State a dissociative, rage-fueled frenzy recognized in forensic psychology. Experts say Speck didn't fully understand his own behavior, not because he was insane, but because he had no internal brakes. To put it simple, Guy was all gas pedal, no steering wheel. The survivor who spoke for the dead. Speck killed 8 women that night. But one Corazon Amurao survived by hiding under a bed. Her courage changed everything. She described Speck with chilling precision. His voice, his tattoo, born to raise hell, his demeanor, his movements. Corazon became the voice for all 8 victims. She carried the weight of speaking truth to a nightmare. Her testimony was the backbone of the case. The capture. Pride comes before the fall. Days after the murders, Speck attempted to end his own life. A doctor recognized the tattoo Corazon described. This wasn't brilliant detective work. This was Speck's own recklessness catching up to him. At the hospital, when the doctor said, "I know who you are," Speck reportedly whispered, "Yeah, you got me." This moment reveals the core of Speck, a man who was never driven by guilt, only by exhaustion. The trial, unmasking a devil. Speck sat in trial like a brick. No remorse, no emotion, no recognition of the victims. Psychologists observed extreme narcissism, emotional detachment, sadistic thrill-seeking, pathological lying. He was convicted and sentenced to life, and that "Born to Raise Hell" tattoo became infamous. Inside prison, the monster without a cage. Speck didn't mellow out in prison. He devolved. Drugs, violence, infamous videotapes showing him using hormones and dressing femininely. This wasn't rehabilitation. It was a man continuing to spiral without societal boundaries. Speck's prison years proved he lacked identity, he lacked self-control, he lacked purpose, he was a void in human form. Psychological profile, the anatomy of impulse evil. Let's dissect him fully. 1. Antisocial personality disorder, a disregard for laws, social norms, and human life. 2. Explosive rage disorder. He reacted violently to minor frustrations. 3. Substance-induced disinhibition. Alcohol acted as a gasoline to his violence. 4. Sadistic traits. He gained pleasure from the suffering or helplessness of victims. 5. Emotional void. Speck wasn't empty inside. He was a black hole. Everything got pulled in and nothing came out. 6. Opportunistic predation. He didn't plan long-term. He acted on the moment with lethal consequences. Speck was not a criminal mastermind. He was something worse, a man who could kill without thinking and without caring. Tired of your Gomar ratting you out to the feds? Sick of your capo sweating you over that missing envelope? Or maybe you just need to sleep through a sit-down like it's a spa day in Sicily. Introducing Gonezo, the only sleeping pill approved by 3 out of 5 mob doctors and 1 very tired consigliere. 1 pill and bam, like you got hit with a blackjack behind Rocco's. But you wake up fresh, no bruises, no wiretaps, and no regrets. Real customer testimony. I took Gonezo before my arraignment. Woke up in Tijuana with a new name and a suitcase full of counterfeit 20s, 5 stars. Gino the Fork Abatacola. Now with our patented forget-about-it formula, Gonezo erases shame, guilt, and 3 to 5 hours of your last regrettable night at the Velvet Lounge. Warning, side effects may include sudden urges to flee the country, thinking you're bulletproof, marrying your Gumar's cousin during a blackout in Atlantic City. Ask your bookie if Gonezo is right for you, Or don't. He's probably already on it. Gunazzo, sleep like you ain't got priors. Brooklyn Bloodlines Season 2 coming soon. The Aftermath, the city that remembers. Chicago changed after Speck. Security in dorms tightened. Nursing programs changed their safety protocols. Women became more cautious about housing arrangements. The survivors, families, and the city still carry the scars. This wasn't just a crime. It was a trauma that reshaped an entire community. Why we study evil. Look, kids. This story ain't entertainment. It's a warning. We study evil to protect the vulnerable. Understand danger. Recognize warning signs. Honor the victims. Educate the future. Speck is what happens when rage, trauma, addiction, and psychopathy collide with opportunity. And in the Pizzaverse, we don't look away. We look directly at the monster. Then we make damn sure nobody becomes the next victim. If you're turning this into a full documentary on your channel, hit that like button like you're sealing his cell shut. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next Analyzing Evil episode. Drop a comment to keep the algorithm fed. Share it so the story and the lessons stay alive. This is the Pizzaverse. We don't miss. We don't flinch. We face evil head-on.
Today I decided to not give you bitches a second of time for the rest of my life. I'll be goddamned if I put in the work and I don't get the credit to fucking suffice. I've been too humble too much of my life. Cutting them off so I'm measuring twice. Cause this time I mean it, I'm still fucking bleeding. Bitch, there was better way to hand me the knife. Like boy, little Snowy, 40 is on me. Half of these idiots dumb as a brick. Swear I won't use it when all up on YouTube. I aim with the 45 fucking intense. Imagine if no soul and whip with a 10. Imagine if I finally wanted to quit. Imagine if this industry took the life out of bitch and all I got is fucking revenge. Who would I ride on if I'm about to call it? I think my fans know a couple of names. I know some 5-figure checks that I've written and can't say a word cause I bitch NDA'd. Call on my lawyers cause I keep them paid. But this ain't some shit that my lawyers could save. Cause if I do go out, I'm going out strong and I'll leave y'all a note with the key to the safe. That all of the friends that I lost, I was talking shit all on the net. All of apologize, all of them know that I fucking invented, I'll never forget. I never went out in public to vent. I know exactly what I represent. And any little bitch that was that quick to switch up, all of you deserve what the fuck you gon' get. How does it feel when you look at your fans and you know that you'll lose them if I ever talk? If I ever pull out receipts or some video, shorty, I bet you piss in your drawers. Oh, you little bitch ass, still ain't never shit ass, fickle ass, flip flop, line ass hoe. You should thank God with like every breath that I ain't talk my shit cause I stuck to the code. But ain't I hit you up directly, tell you that you best be treading real carefully, bitch. Bitch, don't you forget we still got a debt. See, I'ma collect my shit. If you got a question, I got an answer. Ain't I keep the same line? All that boo-hoo shit on the net was a clout chase. Them lies are so tired. Yo, I just noticed everybody that don't fuck with me fucks with each other. It's like a fucking union of dumbass people. Hey, but I'm coming back for my money though, I'm not playing, bitch.